So today we are gonna play a new game, Dear Esther, and I'm really stoked about this. Is I don't have any idea about this game. One of my friends suggested me. Actually, I got this game from him, from her only, and I've heard it's very good. And this is the landmark edition. So, so let's do it. Let's see what's inside, how we take on all this. Sips, it's basically I've heard it's a different kind of game, not a regular one. So let's see what's inside. I hope you enjoy the game.
Dear Esther, I have lost track of how long I have been here and how many visits I have made overall. Certainly the landmarks are now so familiar to me that I have to remind myself to actually see the forms and shapes in front of me. I could stumble blind across these rocks, the edges of these precipices, without fear of missing my step and plummeting down to sea. Besides, I have always considered that if one is to fall, it is critical to keep one's eyes firmly open.
Okay, so the element is pretty good. A little bit spooky, but the climate and the weather is good. The music is awesome. Graphics, it's okay, fine, not that great, but it's okay for a game like this. Short. Kind of haunted. Okay, not much. I can't jump. Okay, I can zoom in, zoom out. That's that. And rather than that, I don't think we can do anything else. Let's see what's inside. What the I think I should check the options first. It's the controller, sensitivity, look, type normal, vibration, enabled, horizontal, vertical. That's it. We don't have anything else. Then what? What on earth? Can't even touch anything. I can't do anything. This is basically C2H6. No, C2 CH3CW CH2 something chemical bond. I forgot. Okay, just let's get out and do this stuff.
Get out and walk.
This place is nice.
Yes.
It gives me chills, man. Seriously, it's awesome. I love this place. Can we go to the water? What happened? Oh, acha, we'll die. Oh, acha, we'll die. Okay, let's not go. Sure. Some broken stuff.
Keep walking on the road and see.
Yep.
Those islands in the distance, I am sure, are nothing more than relics of another time, sleeping giants, somnambulist gods laid down for a final dreaming. I wash the sand from my lips and grip my wrist ever more tightly. My shaking arms will not support my fading diaries.
Some dead stuff. Is this something? Okay. This way. I never played a indie title before. This is the first one.
Dear Esther, I found myself to be as featureless as this ocean, as shallow and unoccupied as this bay, a listless wreck without identification. My rocks are these bones, and a careful fence to keep the precipice at bay. Shot through me caves, my forehead a mount. This aerial will transmit into me so. All overexposed, the nervous system, where Donnelly's boots and yours and mine still trample. I will carry a torch for you. I will leave it at the foot of my headstone. You will need it for the tunnels that carry me under.
Everything just zooms in and zooms out. No jumping, nothing.
Turn around and walk. Explore it.
I'm trying to explore, but you need to jump on this rock or something. There's no movement at all. Basically, you go straight and back.
There is no jumping. It's just you have to find the paths.
Okay. There must be some sort of symbols here and there. No way, there is nothing over here.
Keep walking up. Staircase.
A wonderful sight. The moon cresting the junction between the cliff path and the stone circle. It cast a shadow of the ridge across the beach, all the world as if you had signed your name in untidy handwriting. When someone had died or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boats, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this, to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh. They were God-fearing people, those shepherds.
Only
There
object
was no
mean
love
to
in the
explore an
relationship.
uninhabited island.
Donnelly tells me that they had one Bible that was passed around in strict rotation. It was stolen by a visiting
Yeah,
monk in
it's just a
1776, 2 years
beautiful
before the
place to
island was
explore.
abandoned altogether.
But it's abandoned.
In the interim, I wonder, did they assign chapter and verse to the stones and grasses, marking the geography with a superimposed significance, that they could actually walk the Bible and inhabit its contradictions? Dear Esther, I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life. I find myself increasingly unable to find that point where the hermit ends
Wow.
and Paul and I begin. We are woven into a sodden blanket, stuffed into the bottom of a boat to stop the leak and hold back the ocean. My neck aches from staring up at the aerial.
Wow.
It mirrors the dull throb in my gut where I am sure I've begun to form
There's a
another
new
stone.
Ron.
In my dreams, it forms into a perfect representation of Lot's wife, head over her shoulder, staring along the motorway at the approaching traffic in a vacuum of fatalistic calm.
Wow. We almost died. Okay, let's try this side.
It's actually a story we had to uncover.
I'm getting it. A little bit. But I think I'm gonna drown. I'm gonna drown. No. Okay, no. not this side. Whew. We don't have a choice. We can't go this side. If we go that side, we're going to drown. If we go back, we have to find a different way. This is blocked. We can't move from that side. The music is pretty touchy. I love it. I think we can go from the left hand side. Yes, this is the way. Too many stones.
I dreamt I stood in the center of the sun, and the solar radiation cooked my heart from the inside. My teeth will curl, and my fingernails fall off into my pockets like loose change. If I could stomach, I'd eat, but all I seem capable of is salt water. Were the livestock still here, I could turn feral and gorge. I'm as emaciated as a body on a slab, opened up for a premature source of death. I've rowed to this island in a heart without a bottom, all the bacteria of my gut rising up to sing to me.
Whoa. We just did the first chapter, I think so.
Dear Esther, I have now driven the stretch of the M5 between Exeter and Bristol over 21 times. But although I have all the reports and all the witnesses, and have cross-referenced them within a millimetre using my Ordnance Survey maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd think there would be marks to serve as some evidence. It's somewhere between the turn-off for Sanford and the welcome brake services, but although I can always see it in my rear-view mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
Wow. I love the music already.
I'll get the hang of it.
Yeah, me too. Oh, the ships. It's totally ruined, man. The place is good. Really well crafted. Till now, the developers have done a great job. This area is much more open to explore rather than the previous part. That was really not too much of exploration. Pretty straightforward. Oh boy. Fully destroyed. bit spooky, but it's interactive. Can we go inside? No, we can't. Can't. The wind sound is incredible.
A deserted island, a lost man, memories of a fatal crash, a book written by a dying
There must be a hole
explorer.
in the bottom of the boat. How else could new
Wow,
hermits have
it is
arrived?
such a nice review already. Okay, so this thing is telling you have to go this way towards the tower that is right there. We can't go. No, we can't go like this. This is just for exploration.
It is an anonymous man read a series of letter fragments to a woman named Esther. You reach a new location on the island. The game plays a new letter
I had
fragment
kidney
relating to
stones
the
and you
area.
visited me in the hospital. After the operation, when I was still half submerged in anesthetic, your outline and your speech both blurred. Now my stones have grown into an island and made their escape, and you have been rendered opaque by the car of a drunk. When I first looked into the shaft, I swear I felt the stones in my stomach shift in recognition.
Oh shit. Should I jump? Should I jump or what? Okay, let's try jumping. I don't know. I'm not sure about it.
Walk.
I want to jump.
No jump.
It's just water over there, I think. Okay, let's jump. Oh shit.
Come back.
Okay, I'm back. No jumping. Stack an arm in. Oh, we got a trophy. By jumping. That's fun. Always a gamer's mind. Do the unusual, you get a trophy. Oh my god, this looks amazing.
I've begun to climb, away from the sea and towards the center. It is a straight line to the summit, where the evening begins to coil around the aerial and
Emoji
squeeze the
happy
signals
tears.
into early silence. The bothy squats against the mount to avoid the gaze of the aerial. I too will creep under the island like an animal and approach it from the northern shore.
place looks incredible. We can stay. Anybody can stay. But it's so horrifying.
The bothy was constructed originally in the early
Looks a pretty
1700s.
game.
By then, shepherding had formalized into a
True.
career. The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jakobsen, from a lineage of migratory Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders. He came here every summer whilst building the bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it. There was no one to carve white lines into the cliff for him either.
This dude painted everywhere.
Three cormorants seen at dusk. They did not land. This house built of stone, built by a long-dead shepherd. Contents: my camp bed, a stove, a table, chairs, my clothes, my books. The caves that score out the belly of this island, leaving it famished. My limbs and belly famished. This skin, these organs, this failing eyesight. When the battery runs out in my torch, I will descend into the caves and follow only the phosphorescence home.
Correct. Beautiful. Let's just enjoy the place. Let's check out the farm. Situate 6. What's shining there? In the middle of the ocean. I think we should go up.
Jakobsen's ribcage, they told Donnelly, was deformed, the result of some birth defect or perhaps a traumatic injury as a child. Brittle and overblown it was, and desperately light. Perhaps it was this that finally did for him, unable to contain the shattering of his heart. In half-light, his skeleton a discarded prop, a false and calcified seabird.
They found Jakobsen in early spring. The thaw had only just come. Even though he'd been dead nearly 7 months, his body had been frozen right down to the nerves and had not even begun to decompose. He'd struggled halfway down the cliff path, perhaps looking for some lost goat, or perhaps in a delirium, and expired, curled into a claw right under the winter moon. Even the animals shunned his corpse. The mainlanders thought to bring it home unlucky. Donnelly claims they dragged it to the caves to thaw out and rot, but he is proving an unreliable witness. Climbing down to the caves, I slipped and fell and have injured my leg. I think the femur is broken. It is clearly infected. The skin has turned a bright, tight pink, and the pain is crashing in on waves, winter tides against my shoreline, drowning out the ache of my stones. I struggled back to the bothy to rest, but it has become clear that there is only one way this is likely to end. The medical supplies I looted from the trawler have suddenly found their purpose. They will keep me lucid for my final ascent.
Wow. Right here, it looks amazing. On my television, I can say this is awesome. This is a haunted place, and a candle, that is practically impossible. Nobody lives here. Then candle. Oh my god. This is beautiful. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Easy. Okay. I think it's the, that's the way. That's the way. Jacobson.
From here, this last time, I have understood there is no turning back. The torch is failing along with my resolve. I can hear the singing of the sea creatures from the passages above me, and they are promising the return of the gulls.
Holy. Frankly speaking, this looks amazing. I don't have any idea how the candles are over here, really. Look at that.
Beautiful.
Beautiful indeed. Seriously, like, I'm playing it on a 4K TV and it's amazing, it's beautiful. Look at that stalactite. All this calcium. It's beautiful. Wow. What are these things? Are these mushrooms? Oh my god, look at this. Look at this place. Okay, let's explore this thing, then we'll come back.
Music.
Oh shit. The music is incredible. Oh shit. This is beautiful. Oh my god. Okay, let's not jump. First, let's explore that part. The mainstream, then we'll come back.
They'd stop the traffic back as far as the Sandford Junction and come up the hard shoulder like radio signals from another
Wow.
star. It took 21 minutes for them to arrive. I watched Paul time it to the second on his watch.
This is incredible. Basically, he's a science guy. I'm damn sure about that. This is some futuristic something. Anybody from electricals? This is electrical biology. Some futuristic machine design. Some more futuristic machine design. This kind of a biotechnology stuff going on. Technology and biology all going together. And I have no idea what is this. What on earth is this place? Why there are candles? If there is nobody, how the candles are over here? Okay, let's jump into the water and see. Maybe we have answers out there. We came from there and we are moving forward. One thing, the candles are really surprising. I don't know why. There's nobody, it's abandoned land and the candles are still there. Maybe the developer forgot to do that. Okay, let's jump. Let's see. Wow.
Wow.
This is incredible. No, we can't.
This was my whole point.
It's a journey. This place is slippery. It's slipping down. We jumped from there, came from there, and we are entering in this red kind of. Okay. Spiral thing going on. We're going up, basically. It feels like some sort of amusement park ride, which is like very good, well decorated, expensive ride. What is
I am
this?
traveling
This
through
is
my own
actually a
body,
Scottish
following
island.
the line of infection from the shattered femur towards the heart. I swallow
Are these
fistfuls of
skulls?
painkillers to stay lucid. In my delirium, I see the twin lights of the moon and the aerial shining to me through the rocks.
So let's go up. We can't go this way.
This cannot be the shaft they threw the goats into. It cannot be the landfill where the parts of your life that would not burn ended up. It cannot be the chimney that delivered you to the skies. It cannot be the place where you rained back down again to fertilize the soil and make small flowers in the rocks.
Ah, true. This is a chemical guy. I think something's going on with inside the water. Can we jump? Okay. Oh, shit.
This island is also known as the Depression Island.
I think we're gonna die on this Depression Island. Oh, that's a huge water body, and they had created this thing very well done. Very well done. You have the depth, you have the beautiful sound. You feel like you're drowning, but you're not. What? Behold Damascus. Oh my god, somebody is really freaked out. What the hell?
Depression Island.
Okay, Depression Island. Acids or acts on 22nd. This side we have full technology, and this side we have full biology. This is basically different cells trying to reconnect on the chemical complex benzene kind of sort of organic substance communicating with biological cells, and this side is trying to relate some electronics connecting to what I don't know, and all these things together merge together. Oh my god, I'm getting confused, feeling dizzy. Whoever has done this, it's beautiful. Away from what? Away from being. What is this? I can't read. Can anybody read this thing? Away from being. I have no idea. What's that?
Away from being a city, I guess.
Maybe. I don't know. Let's see, let's check out inside. Eventually we'll die. Let's go. It's so spooky. Somebody will definitely die if he or she go over there and don't try to have a picnic alone. The reflections are incredible. This is an HD version, but it's really good. It's an old game, but still they have managed to pull out such a nice graphics quality. No complaints at all. I think we have to jump. Yeah. automatically slipped. Is it a whole city underwater? Serious? Coins? What the? What is this place? Shh. Oh my god. It's a street.
I did not see this coming, OMG.
Oh fuck. We just saw a whole street with lights and stuff inside it. Like a whole city is buried underneath these caves. So many people died, man. Shit. Just, that vision was incredible. I can't believe what I saw inside. The water, the developers have given really. That was incredible. Really.
Giving me the chills.
Seriously, I'm getting the chills even. Wow, what a visual, what a visual. But candles? I have no clue. Somebody's live or what?
The moon over the Sanford Junction, headlights in your retinas. Donnelly drove a grey hatchback without a bottom. All the creatures of the tarmac rose to sing to him. All manner of symbols crudely scrawled across the cliff face of my unrest. My life reduced to an electrical diagram. All my gulls have taken flight. They will no longer roost on these outcrops. The lure of the moon over the Sanford Junction is too strong.
There are candles everywhere. That means somebody is still alive. Maybe a group of people? Otherwise that's impossible to light a candle over here and there and there. And we're not. Even there also. Oh my god, somebody's standing over there. Holy shit, let's go, man.
I returned home with a pocket full of stolen ash. Half of it fell out of my coat and vanished into the car's
Is it somebody
upholstery.
standing over there?
But the rest I carefully stowed
It is
away in a
basically
box I
about the
kept in a
death of a
drawer by
woman
the side
called
of my
Esther who
bed.
was maybe
It was
married
never
to the
intended as a
narrator, and he
meaningful
tells us
act,
their
but over the
story
years it
through
became a
fragments.
kind of talisman.
Okay, you are now
I'd
going
sit
to...
still, quite still for hours, just holding the diminishing powder in my palm and noting its smoothness. In time, we will all be worn down into granules, washed into the sea and dispersed.
And you just told the whole story. There's no point of playing anymore. man is severely in love with chemistry and biology.
No, that's the premise of the story.
Yeah, that's that I know, but for everybody else who just don't have any idea about what is going on, that would have been keeping them interested. Should I
Not
go?
the spoiler.
Should I go this way? Okay, let's check it out. Let's check inside. That man is still inside, standing up. There's nothing here. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's follow the trail.
There were chemical diagrams on the mug he gave me coffee in, sticky at the handle where his hands shook. He worked for a pharmaceutical company with an office based on the outskirts of Wolverhampton.
Next up after this is
He'd been
Edith
travelling
Finch.
back from a sales conference in Exeter, forming a strategic vision for the peddling of antacid yogurt to the European market. You could trace the connections with your finger, join the dots, and whole new compounds would be summoned into activity.
Edith Finch, it's a game. Is it a game?
Another game like this.
From here, I can see my armada. I collected all the letters I'd ever meant to send to you, if I'd have ever made it to the mainland, but had instead collected at the bottom of my rucksack, and I spread them out along the lost beach. Then I took each and every one, and I folded them into boats. I
But it
folded
has a
you
young
into
girl
the creases,
narrating her
and then,
story.
as the sun was
Okay.
setting, I set the fleet to sail. Shattered into 21 pieces, I consigned you to the Atlantic. And I sat here until I'd
Light
watched
from
all
the
of you
heavens
sink.
shone around him, and he fell to the ground. That's touchy. Should I go and jump in the water? Those are the letters.
Come back.
Okay. We got another trophy. Just by drowning. Cool. We came from this side. So we'll be going from this side. I need to see that man. The place looks incredible.
The pain in my leg sent me blind for a few minutes as I struggled up the cliff path. I swallowed another handful of painkillers, and now I feel almost lucid. The island around me has retreated to a hazed distance, whilst the moon appears to have descended into my palm to guide me. I can see a thick black line of infection reaching for my heart from the waistband of my trousers. Through the fugue, it's all the world like the path I have cut from the lowlands towards the aerial. I've begun my voyage in a paper boat without a bottom. I will fly to the moon in it. I've been folded along a crease in time, a weakness in the sheet of life. Now you've settled on the opposite side of the paper to me. I can see your traces in the ink that soaks through the fiber, the pulped vegetation. When we become waterlogged and the cage disintegrates, we will intermingle. When this paper aeroplane leaves the cliff edge and carves parallel vapor trails in the dark, we will come together.
Drink, eat, not drink.
If only Donnelly had experienced this, he would have realized he was his own shoreline, as am I. Just as I am becoming this island, so he became his syphilis, retreating into the burning synapses, the stones, the infection.
Oh.
The stones in my stomach will weigh me down and ensure my descent is true and straight. I will break through the fog of these godforsaken pills and achieve clarity. All my functions are clogged, all my veins are choked. If my leg doesn't rot off before I reach the summit, it will be a miracle. There are 21 connections in the circuit diagram of the anti-lock brakes. There are 21 species of gull inhabiting these islands. It is 21 miles between the Sandford Junction and the turn-off for home. All these things cannot, will not be a coincidence.
Beautiful. Wow.
I have dredged these waters for the bones of the hermit, for the traces of Donnelly, for any sign of Jakobsen's flock, for the empty bottle that would incriminate him. I have scoured this stretch of motorway 21 times, attempting to recreate his trajectory, the point when his heart stopped dead and all he saw was the moon over the Sandford Junction. He was not drunk, Esther. He was not drunk at all, and it was not his fault. It was the converging lines that doomed him. This is not a recorded natural condition. The gulls do not fly so low over the motorway and cause him to swerve. The paint scored away from his car in lines like an infection, making directly for the heart. I am the Ariel. In my passing, I will send news to each and
It's
every
like a
star.
real storm. You can literally hear every swish.
Dear Esther, I have burnt my belongings, my books, this death certificate.
This
Mine
is
will be written all
incredible.
across this island. Who was Jakobsen? Who remembers him? Donnelly has written of him, but who was Donnelly? Who remembers him? I have painted, carved, hewn, scored into this space all that I could draw from him. There will be another to these shores to remember me. I will rise from the ocean like an island without bottom, come together like a stone, become an Ariel, a beacon, that they will not forget you. We have always been drawn here. One day the gulls will return and nest in our bones and our history. I will look to my left and see Esther Donnelly flying beside me. I will look to my right and see Paul Jakobsen flying beside me. They will leave white lines carved into the air to reach the mainland, where help will be sent.
Sweet. What?
You have finally transformed to a bird of flight and taken wing.
Yes. I'm actually flying.
Come back.
Well, that was incredible. Seriously, I have no words. The journey was short, but it was epic. The graphics was tremendously
The
good.
end?
Yes,
I
the
guess.
end. The end. The end. It's amazing. The graphics look amazing. Sound and audio track was great. Incredible. Seriously. This is very good. It's beautiful.
Use. Thank you.
Really. It's my pleasure. It's beautiful. The sound is incredible. I need to download it. The sound. It's amazing. Thank you for watching. We'll be soon back with some more videos with some other games like this one. Some Saturdays or Sundays. We'll, we'll enjoy it together. Thank you so much. Have a very good night's sleep. Take care.